Welcome to EVE Online. I'm Major Freak. I've wanted to do this for a while. It's on my to-do list. This is going to be a tour of my local star systems. The main motivation to get me into high gear is this. I'll just play it quick. This is the important part of it.
To mount a successful defense, it is crucial to know where the enemy will strike. Ilmgataro and Haria Haritimaro have done extensive pattern research on the solar systems that have been affected by Triglavian activity. Their report suggests that solar systems containing young blue stars seem to be of particular interest to the Triglavians. The extensive...
Blah, 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 blah. Alright, well that was more information than we were probably hoping for. So I'm just going to whip through my local star system. It's pretty simple. I figured I'd do it this way. Just it's easier for myself to look at, and it helps me get a lay of the land, really, situational awareness of what we're facing in the future. So I took a couple of pictures. Okay, so this one I started off with, but we're hitting on this one because it's not all blues. Blue bright isn't going to be affected as much as blue and blue small, so yeah. So this is a pink, so I'm not gonna have to worry about this one. And this one also has a planet outside. There you go. On to the next one. I usually go into Sukirah first. So, what can we tell from this? It's a 75... This could mean nothing. It could be just fluff. It could be marketing fluff. But it looks as though in high security this is going to be hit way more, the systems, than anything else, but it's not ruling them out. They are 3 times more likely to be hit, but don't rule out, say, a white dwarf being hit. You know, that's 25. That's only 3 times. So RNG in this game can throw a lot of people off, including me, as you probably no doubt witnessed in my learning curve videos. Yeah, even veterans can be noobs at this game. It's even worse because we've got misconceptions built upon years of changes and patches that are just obsolete knowledge. Alright, here's a larger system. Interesting. I never knew it just shrank. I thought I'd have to zoom it myself, but it's automatically adjusting somehow. I don't know yet what the formula for that is. Alright. And so white dwarf is... okay. Yeah, of course. That would make a little bit of sense, but not so much the pink. Close, though. This one, yellow. So yellow, white dwarf, need to be a little bit careful. The orange bright, less so. And the white and the blue bright, less so. course, blabbing away. I've already done this system. Derp. Sorry about that. Alright, so yeah, what I'll do is I'll just go back and talk about other stuff we saw. So this is the gear for the Upwell.
Edencom and the Upwell Consortium have also confirmed that the craft
See that?
these production facilities are under development by the Upwell Consortium.
I don't know what...
Precise nature and capabilities of these new ships and structures remains unknown as yet.
The old POS system used to have outlying guns and stuff, and that could be an extension of that, an enhancement, but based on the... it could be the slots. It could be controlled by the Upwell, giving it extra defenses, but it would be still tied to the CPU and power of the Upwell structure itself. Yeah, we'll have to see. I'm just speculating, of course.
Warp drive active.
Sure is a bit of a big system. Gonna have a lot of stuff outside the directional scan. Mostly I wanted to do this system overview for myself is for the hunt. I loved the hunt event. It was awesome. It taught it encouraged people to learn more and experience the more about and experience the D-scan, the combat D-scan, searching for things, which, you know, it's not a common thing for noobs, Care Bears and HiSec to utilize. So I thought that was really neat, and I wanted to make it more efficient for myself to realize, okay, where's the best places in the system to descan? Can I get them all in one shot? Where's the best systems to go to just easily do it without having to think about it? Because from a Stargate, it can be confusing which ones to work to in order to get a good descan. So just a good lay of the land so I can do it easier. Oh, that's interesting. Why is it like that? Odd. Maybe it's adjusting to the furthest planetary body? Maybe? I don't know. Very odd. Hello, Mr. Sun. Alright. And go back the way I came. Alright. So now I got a little bit of breathing space. I have to backtrack a bit through Bashakru into Arera. Alright, so I think these are most likely, there was like 4 of them I saw on the screen, right?
To mount a successful defense, it is crucial to know where the enemy will strike.
Yeah, see? So it could be, there was 4 sides to it, so they could be, like we have missiles, they could be turrets based. They could be turret based, unless it could be smaller, so it could, I don't know, but it does look like you can add more defenses, which would be interesting, to say the least. At least it would give teeth to Athenors, which are horribly undergunned for their value, right? Anyways, so... Or they could be manned by individual pilots, and it would have its separate CPU power, but I doubt that. It would make it more complicated for CCP, most likely. Not sure, though. That would be a good point to think about. Or it could be automated. That would be hilarious, wouldn't it? Okay, sorry. Let's get to the next system. Blabbing my face off. Okay, so right, I haven't watched the rest of the video, and I haven't looked at the tickers yet, so I'll...
and Hariya Haritimado have done extensive pattern research on the solar systems that have been affected by triglavian activity. Their report suggests that solar systems containing young blue stars seem to be of particular interest.
I missed
to the
that.
Triglavians.
Give me a sec.
Their report suggests...
Oh, okay, these two are just complete. These are, yeah, it's just RNG. Whoop-de-doo, whoop-de-doo. Whoop-de-doo.
Seem to be of particular interest to the Triglavians. The extensive report
Blah,
and released by the Arodan Research Consortium goes as far as listing 73 solar systems that they believe to be at special risk.
No, here comes. Wait for it. Wait for it. Ta-da, Narai.
They have not independently confirmed a list of targets. They say the precaution of evacuating systems would be premature at this time, though Edencom defense preparations continue across New
I'm sorry, I've always wanted
The scope
Narai
will
to become
continue
low-tech.
monitoring the situation and keep New Eden up to date on all
Don't
developments.
think we'll see anything.
This is Alton Havari reporting for the scope.
Yeah. Okay, so that's probably it for the amount of information we can glean from that. But it was more than I expected, so that's awesome. Oh, hello.
Warp drive active.
Blue bright, blue bright. I don't know why it's... Yeah, it's got a weird way of zooming in and out on this stuff. Maybe it's just so small that it's got a minimum. I don't know. It's always fascinating to understand the mechanics behind it, because it would sure make opening up this less painful, you know? And more of a thing to do once you understand, you know? You'd rather go into a tool knowing how it works and not being, you know, disoriented by it. Alright, so that's a low probability, so I don't have to worry too much about it. Okay, there's a bunch of star systems around. I'll go to Ahala first.
Warp drive active.
So yeah, the Athanar upwell defenses, I'm betting, are either autonomous, controlled by independent pilots other than the gunner for this upwell itself, or controlled by the upwell. My bets are for controlled by the upwell. Second would be other pilots, maybe, docking at the mini structure, maybe. Thirdly and lastly, because they wanted to move away from automated POS turrets, they probably wouldn't want to step back and do it automated. I'm pretty sure that would be their mindset is to do it their way. Sorry.
Warp drive active.
Whoa. Holotext. Come on, move. La 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 la.
Warp drive active.
Okay, that's Hizhara. We'll move on to Arera. Oh, okay. It has to be populating on. It's kind of hard to understand it at times, but I'm starting to get a feel for how it populates this window. Alright.
Warp drive active.
Just a few more systems. Yeah, and this is helping me in multiple ways too, because by going through my usual route, I can plan out any detours I need to take into account planets that are away from the beaten path. So that's helpful in itself. And yeah, I'm starting to get an idea how this window is populated, because as you can see, this shrinks, but this tries to accommodate. So it's not trying to accommodate the your AUs. It's not trying to accommodate a fixed AU arbitrarily. It's just trying to populate this as best as possible. So that's kind of cool. Hello. Whoops. So this is 0.7, thank God. So here's how it works, or at least here, based on my last video, here's how it's going to work. The first stage will be exploratory, and if you don't increase the Edencom defenses, it'll go down by 0.1, and then 0.3, and then 0.5. So that this could go down to 0.2 at the final stage, and the second stage would be 0.4. So you've got a little bit of breathing space in 0.6 and higher, but 0.5 it's going to be kind of sketchy. That's my read on how it's going to play out. So I'll definitely have to look into. Well, I don't have anything in Knop. I'll definitely reach out to the corps I enjoy working with in Knop for sure. That's something I'll have to concentrate on in the next week, reaching out to these people, because I've already been in communication with a few of them. There can't be more than that in there. It's a nice little system, but yeah, we are definitely going to have to band together and figure out a strategy, and I'll have to look how the big organizations like the incursion runners adapt to the situation and run the Edencom sites and figure out the best way to equip our ragtag band. It will most likely, they believe, there's probably a couple of refineries in there, and a couple, maybe more, retires, engineering complexes, and I don't think there's any citadels in there. I don't have one in there. Whoa, bright. Orange radiant, huh? Wow. Alright. So, let's see if there's a way to see stars in the map. Now, I'm sure there are, and it's been that way since forever. It's hard to see them, though. Actual color, I believe that's the star. And to make it easier, we go group stars of region, all lines, selected lines only. No, I don't want any lines. Damn it. Yeah, it is hard to see. And it doesn't tell you the size, it just color. That's blue. Blue bright. Ahala. At blue, okay. Alright. So that's blue. Don't really need to... Oh. Yeah, it's not that informative. Yeah. Orange radiant, so highs, no worries. Got an outlier out there I'll have to deal with. So that's not bad, actually. I thought it was going to be worse in this system. Whoa. Orange radiant again. Yeah, I'll just go into low sec because I want to get a feel for that as well. I'm not going to go into the Milal loop. I rarely go in there, except for, well, I should actually honestly zip through at the tail end of this and get a feel for that loop as well. This is mostly about getting a good situational awareness of the system layout. That's that's the reason I'm mostly dragging this out. And did we get everything? Yeah, it's kind of strange, but almost got everything. Yeah, it's kind of a small system actually. Woohoo! Orange bright again. Damn. Yeah, the low sec's not going to have to worry about this at all, because, yeah, it's just not. They're going to benefit by those supposed, what obviously looks like upwell extra defenses for sure. And if they're automated, what's their range? And it looks like you could distribute them on the grid, so obviously people are going to want to put them as close as possible to the asteroid belt field thing, moon ore field, and it would be horrible if it was automated, and then you wouldn't be able to come in and steal ore. But owing to the sealed lips around Hilmar's ass, I'm sure it's automated, and I'm sure the null bears have managed to kiss their way into getting what they want. Lazy, risk-free ISK printing machine where they can gank anybody they want at no risk. PvP is the core of this game. PvP is the core of this game. Blah, 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 blah. Not realizing that anything is PvP. Even mission running. Mining. You're all competing against each other. All draining the resources. of your neighbor, competing against it without even seeing them. But yeah, that's CCP and that's MOGs. It's always been the case. That's a huge system, and I'll take a D-scan. Yeah, we've got... Oh, this isn't bad. Just 2 planets outside D-scan range, and one of them's on a Stargate, and that one is Ruchy 5. Interesting. Ruchy 5. Now on my way to Mammon something, I forget. Yeah, these are the systems I might consider putting in extra citadels just for clone services. It's just super attractive. In reality, you'd think, oh my god, these citadels must be costing muffy a huge amount of fuel. And I'm like, and you know what, I forget the last time I think at least a month when I last mined ice, and I'm being kind of lazy on my planetary interaction. It's been fallow for almost a week now, and you know me, I don't do less than a 2-week pull for planetary interaction. I've got all my alts on it, and I'm training them up to do more, of course, but I don't sweat about fueling my citadels. And once you've done the initial investment, which is, you know, 3 times the amount of the hull, I mean, you know, it's twice the gear I have is like twice the amount of the hull. A third of that is in rigs. But once you did the initial investment and made it so you're not an attractive target to the lazy griefers and high-sec who want no-risk PvP against no-risk Care Bears who want it all without having to think about things. So there's another blue bright we don't have to worry about. Yeah, it's just a piece of cake, you know? You're betting on, well, not ticking off everybody in the universe, but, you know, it's not hard to run faster than, you know, I'm the asshole bison, you know? I'll do nothing to help the offline, lazy, non-subscribing person who gave up on Eve. Why should I help them? There's nothing in it for me, honestly.
Drive active.
But yeah, it's so simple. I mean, I encourage people if they really like the idea of using implant sets, I'll get into an implant once I've got them fine-tuned. I've learned a lot about implants. It's not just buying when you're getting into it. Buying low grade isn't always the cheapest option. You'd be surprised. And there are alpha and beta high grade that are surprisingly cheap. I mean, you're plunking down for low grade omega. That high grade for 100 million more is gonna be attractive, you know. I'd highly recommend it. So once I get that all nailed down and the other 6 to 10 implants sorted out, I'll make a video on the different types of implant sets you can get, and I'll have, of course, the Jita prices list, and the Centurion implant set, oh, mint. That is so cheap, and it'll give you, I think it's range for your ECM, I think. And there's a bunch of other stuff. And the prices have stabilized. I'd really like to get into that and take a look at that kind of thing. But that's why I have my Astra houses for my clone sets. I'm so sick of... because it's the one vulnerable thing that can get destroyed. Well, not anymore now that you've got abandoned state. Which is not a panic, because I still haven't, you know, I made a bunch of fuel blocks a few weeks ago, and I haven't bothered. Maybe a couple of weeks ago. Oh yeah, I don't know, but far enough that I've forgotten recently. And I haven't delivered them yet. I've got 30 days worth of fuel in each of my towers, in my citadels, and I'm not really interested, because I've got other stuff to do, and it's kind of low priority right now. I'm not a fan of shoving in a year's worth of fuel into your bunkers, because why would you do that? Fuel drops. You don't want to make yourself attractive. You do the least amount of stuff in the making yourself attractive as a target. Yeah, I'm a big fan of not making myself blingy. It's just, why would you get a reputation for making yourself blingy? It's just, you know, and of course mouthing off in local and being rude, and you know, we'd had a huge war in Losec against some Russians, and I never once smacked in local. So why would you? You know, I've got the names of my ship name has got. I recently nerfed my my selected ship tags thing, whatever, I forget. I don't know what the technical term for it, but yeah, I've got Russian hello names, you know, hello, goodbye, stuff like that, because this is a blockade right now. I'm blowing through blockades, and they love to camp gates, but it's not like I'm actively trying to piss them off, you know, or saying disgusting names on my ships, or, you know, just being a douche. No, why? That they are doing a service for me. They're keeping people out of Losec, which is great. They are not a force of stability, so I'm not loyal to them. I'm not going to switch my loyalty from where I had it before to their quote-unquote enemy, which I'm still loyal to, but they won't be back for years, maybe. Last time they were in Losec controlling it was 2008, so I'm patient.
Drive active.
How many we got? 6. Oh, just 2 of them. So 1 and 2, okay. And do we have a planet? Oh, passing by. Excellent. That's okay. I might have to make a detour for it. But yeah, that's kind of cool. Nice to have everything covered, especially when looking for low-sec engineering complexes. The Satio? Satio? I think it's Satio. Yeah, the Garista Satio. I've got a plan for engaging one of those. Alright. Sobenah.
Warp drive active.
Alright. Okay, so we've just got 7 way over there. Whoa, bright.
Warp drive active.
What I'll probably do is, since I'm not really interested in the quality of the video, I'll probably just trim it using Windows Photos, and just trim it down and lose a bit of quality, but really lower the uptime speed and the hassle. I think I'll go go on Netflix for a bit, see what's up there while it does the processing.
Warp drive active.
Always a nice system. Just out of D-scan range of all the gates there. Kinda neat. 3 ice belts in the system. Really attractive. And hello. But of course it's low sec, and the probability of it being invaded is really low.
Warp drive.
Nice to get the lay of the land though. Yeah, nobody. Probably nobody in local either. Huh. Yeah, it's a winter wonderland for me, that's for sure. But yeah, I hardly ever need to go in there. And that's the nice thing about it. Because I can go in there once in a blue moon, and it's going to be a surprise for people. That's nice. I'm not forced to go in there constantly, which is pretty awesome.
Warp drive active.
Alright, let's see. So that's within scan range. Oh, yeah. Nice. Whoa. Cool. Is it orange? Oh, cool. I kind of like that orange. Nifty.
Warp drive active.
Ah, right back. Interesting. Well, everything's within scan range. It's kind of cool. Oh, it would be nice if they got rid of Crockite. That would be so cool. Yeah. So cool.
Warp drive active.
Yeah, this always trips me out. I'm like, am I zoomed in close? But no, the game's mechanics are just accommodating all the planets, so I'm not missing anything. It's just that these fool me into thinking there's something outside, but that's just the AU. See, it's very confusing. But once you understand it, it's less disorientating, and you don't try to screw around with it. And everything's within D-scan range of the sun. Not bad. I always get confused because there's a system called Rammi and there's a system called Rammi. Somebody told me a quick way of remembering the difference. I believe it's about the size of the system. Can't quite remember. So that is also within... No, that one's... Okay. Where is it? 7. And Milal, last one. And awesome. Cool. And that'll be a wrap.
Warp drive active.
Wow, that's a... Yeah. Oof. That's a big system. Huh. Impressive.
Warp drive active.